against our forces, and yet again their face has been unmasked. And another story that we're tracking is the loot in Tejaswi's former bungalow when he was the Deputy Chief Minister. Nobody knows where the sofa went, where the taps went, and where most of the commodities that were present when he was the Deputy Chief Minister went. But someone said that it was looted by Tejaswi Yadav. We'll get you who that person is when we hit the show. And finally, the crackdown against Red Terror. Amit Shah has now chaired a key meeting with 8 chief ministers and has gotten all the information about Red Terror and has affirmed that by 2026, Maoism will be wiped out. We'll get you all the details after a quick look at the headlines.
A tragedy. It is actually a state-sponsored murder, a state-sponsored disaster for which the DMK government, chief minister is directly responsible.
BJP DMK spar over Chennai Airshow tragedy. BJP says it is a state-sponsored murder. After RSS chief calls for Hindu unity, Owaisi fearmongers. CBI files first charge sheet. A 214-page charge sheet has been filed before the Sialdah court. Sanjay Roy, prime accused, booked for rape and murder. After Shivraj Singh Chauhan, now Assam Chief Minister and Jharkhand in charge for the BJP, Himanta Biswa Sarma has said that NRC is their commitment and it will be implemented in Jharkhand very soon. Meanwhile, ahead of result day in Jammu and Kashmir, PDP and NC have dropped hints of joining alliances to keep the BJP out. First up, viewers, a massive political furor broke out after a stampede at an air show in Chennai's Marina Beach left 5 people dead. And the BJP has unleashed a no-holds-barred attack on the ruling dispensation, the DMK, accusing it of state-sponsored murder. The DMK, however, has blamed the incident on the rush, claiming that all necessary arrangements were in place to ensure the safety of those attending the show. And amid the mounting grief and anger over the deaths of these innocents, which are being blamed on poor crowd management and extreme fatigue, DMK leader TKS Elangovan made a shockingly insensitive remark saying that it wasn't possible for the government to arrange water for everyone at the air show. And the Congress's Tamil Nadu chief, Selva, has meanwhile shifted the entire blame on our forces, on the IAF, with a bizarre claim saying that it has plenty of unaudited funds that could have been used to make necessary arrangements. Here's the story.
A bitter political war of words broke out after a stampede at a Chennai air show claimed 5 lives. As the kin mourned the dead, the BJP lashed out at the ruling DMK, accusing it of state-sponsored murder.
The tragic death of 5 people and more than 200 people being hospitalized in the Chennai air show is not a tragedy. It is actually a state-sponsored murder, a state-sponsored disaster for which the DMK government, the chief minister, is directly responsible.
This air show is happening after 21 years at the Marina Beach in Chennai. I mean, the state government should have known that it was going to draw large crowds and they should have been well prepared to handle the situation. The government was facilities and the government arrangements was not up to the mark and they mishandled the situation very, very clearly. And the DMK government should and is answerable and accountable to the people of Chennai and Tamil Nadu.
The AIA-DMK also demanded the resignation of Tamil Nadu Health Minister M.A. Subramanian in the wake of the deaths.
There is any element of conscience with the health minister, or if he has got a little bit of shame, he should resign immediately rather than lying in front of the media. This even clearly exposes not only the mismanagement misgovernance and lack of planning. This is not the first incident. Last year there was an A.R. Rahman show. Even the Chief Minister's convoy got stuck. This shows how management expertise are there with the DMK.
However, the DMK accused the opposition of politicizing the deaths, claiming that all necessary arrangements were in place. In a shockingly insensitive remark, DMK leader TKS Ilangovan said that the onus isn't on the government to arrange water for those attending the show. As the opposition accused the government of poor crowd management, the DMK blamed the deaths on the rush and the apparent haste of the attendees to get to home.
Sometimes this happens. Beyond the expectations of the government, whatever the government does, even they cannot provide water bottle to everybody. It has not happened during the show. It has happened only when the people were coming out in a rush.
Meanwhile, in a shocker, the Congress blamed the Indian Air Force for the deaths, claiming it has plenty of unaudited funds that could have been used to cater to the needs of the attendees.
Our Air Force having unaudited fund, unlimited fund, everything.
But the responsibility of giving water, why do you put it on the Congress?
This is the...
Why do you put it on the Air Force? I'm sorry.
No. I am not fixing anyone. That is the government responsibility. There is no doubt about my responsibility, your responsibility, everyone's responsibility. What I am telling? We requested the Tamil Nadu government to form the one commission.
Okay.
Where was happened the failure? Where was happened the flaw? Where was happened the technical problem or failure? We want to inquire and bring notice to Tamil Nadu people. This is our request to Tamil Nadu government.
However, when confronted by your channel, the Congress's Tamil Nadu chief admitted that the government was at fault. As the political slugfest gains ground, the big question is, shouldn't the Stalin government take responsibility for the stampede and deaths and issue a public apology?
Viewers, what we are about to tell you now is the controversy of the day in Bihar, because politics has intensified over former Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav's bungalow. The BJP has alleged that Tejasvi Yadav took away expensive items from the government bungalow that he vacated, and Tejasvi had vacated the Deputy Chief Minister's bungalow located at 5 Deshratna Marg on Sunday. The bungalow has now been allotted to Samrat Chaudhary, who will shift in after Dussehra. But many claim that the sofas, taps and many articles, expensive articles, are missing from the bungalow at the time of Tejasvi Yadav's exit from that house. Watch this report.
Politics has intensified in Bihar over former Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav's bungalow. After leader of opposition Tejasvi Yadav vacated government bungalow at 5 Deshratna Marg, the BJP has made a loot charge on him.
निश्चित तौर पर जो संबंधित अधिकारी हैं और भवन निर्माण के जो अधिकारी हैं वो जो भी सूची है उनको दी गई है, और भवन निर्माण ने इस बात की पुष्टि की है, मैं आपको ऑन कैमरा बता रहा हूं कि जो सरकारी चीज़ें थी यहाँ पे, जो सरकारी संपत्तियाँ थीं, वो आज नदारद हैं.
This after several items were found missing from his bungalow. Taps, sofa, plants, air conditioners were found missing. BJP has alleged that house items like the basin, bed, bulbs were allegedly swindled away. The BJP accused Tejasvi Yadav of taking away furniture and fittings while vacating the government bungalow. Republic brings you this report from inside the bungalow.
तेजस्वी यादव ने उप मुख्यमंत्री बिहार के लिए ईयरमार्क बंगला जो है खाली कर दिया है. मेरी मौजूदगी उसी बंगले में है और अब ये बंगला जो है बिहार के उप मुख्यमंत्री सम्राट चौधरी जो कि बीजेपी के नेता हैं उनके नाम से अब अलॉट हो गया. हमारे साथ उनके सहयोगी मौजूद हैं, शत्रुघ्न जी जो उनके प्राइवेट सेक्रेटरी हैं, दानिश रिजवान है बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता हैं. इन लोगों के कुछ आरोप है इस बंगले को लेकर. पिछले बार भी जैसे 2017 में ये बंगला तेजस्वी यादव ने जब खाली किया था, महागठबंधन से नीतीश कुमार अलग हुए थे, तब सुशील मोदी को अलॉट हुआ था. सुशील मोदी उस समय जीवित थे. सुशील मोदी का हमने इसी बंगले में इंटरव्यू किया था. घुमा घुमा कर उन्होंने दिखाया था कि कैसे बंगले से सामान गायब कर दिए गए थे. इस बार सुशील मोदी तो नहीं हैं, हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं सुशील मोदी के ही सहयोगी, अब सम्राट चौधरी के सहयोगी हैं, सुशील मोदी के पूर्व सहयोगी शत्रुघ्न जी हैं। शत्रुघ्न जी, इस बंगले में आप लोग क्या आरोप लगा रहे हैं?
नहीं, मैं आरोप नहीं लगा रहा हूं, आपको वस्तु स्थिति से अवगत करा रहा हूं। और आप कैमरे से देखिए, ये देख लीजिए, यहाँ का पलंग गायब है।
As of now, the building's construction department has taken over. A list of all missing items is being prepared. RJD spokesperson, however, defended Tejasvi, saying all items were personal and do not belong to the government.
ये बपौती है का, इसका खनसामा का, ये भवन निर्माण विभाग का है ना, इनकी बाप की जागीर नहीं है ना, किसी के बाप की जागीर नहीं होती है, ये जो है संपत्ति शासन की होती है। तो इन्वेंटरी जारी करने का अधिकार उसी को है, तो इन्वेंटरी जारी करे।
But Tejasvi might still have to answer to the BJP's allegations.
Viewers, now moving on, after RSS Sarsang Chalak or the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat harped on Hindu unity while calling on the majority community to rise above differences and unite in their society, AIMIM Supremo Asaduddin Owaisi has resorted to brazen fear-mongering once again, claiming that if there was any threat to the country and its people, regardless of faith, it was from the BJP and its ideological parent, the RSS. Here's more.
AIMIM Supremo Asaduddin Owaisi kicked up a massive political storm over Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh's chief Mohan Bhagwat's call to unite the Hindus. Latching on to Bhagwat's remark, Owaisi breathed fire on the BJP and its ideological parent at a party event on his turf, Nizamabad in Telangana. In a brazen attempt at fear-mongering, the lone AIMIM MP said that if there was any threat to the country and its people across faiths, it was from Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the RSS chief Bhagwat.
सुनो मोहन भगवत, ना भारत के हिंदुओं को खतरा है, ना भारत के मुसलमानों को कोई खतरा है। हाँ, एक खतरा भारत के मुसलमानों को, हिंदुओं को, दलितों को, आदिवासियों को, सिखों को, ईसाइयों को है। वो किससे है? नरेंद्र मोदी और मोहन भगवत से खतरा है।
Addressing an RSS event in Rajasthan's Baran on Saturday, Bhagwat exhorted the majority community to rise above their linguistic, caste and regional identities and unite as one. The RSS chief said that the Hindus must come together for the sake of their own security. Meanwhile, wading into the controversy, Union Minister Giriraj Singh came out in defense of the RSS chief.
मोहन भागवत जी ने जो बात कहा वो 200% सही कहा। और एक चीज और जान ले, देश का लोकतंत्र ओवैसी तभी तक सुरक्षित है जब तक यहाँ पर सनातनियों का बहुमत है। जिस दिन सनातनियों का बहुमत खत्म होगा, ओवैसी की मंसूबा पूरा होगा।
As Owaisi invokes Bhagwat's call for unity to rail against Prime Minister Modi, it only underlines the opposition's desperation to turn the people against the BJP.
Well, with that, viewers, it's time for a quick break, but we'll be right back. And on that note, here's a reminder, viewers, tomorrow is the J&K poll results. The countdown has begun. Join us live at 8 a.m. with Arnab Goswami, our editor-in-chief, for the accurate and the fastest numbers. But for now, it's time for a quick break. Stay tuned.
Before the assassination of Hassan Nasrallah, was there something that was being worked out? Do you believe if it had, probably we would not have seen the kind of escalation that we are seeing right now?
There were some kind of agreement, draft agreement for a ceasefire. Ostensible acceptance of Israel to this ceasefire, to the proposal from the United States and France was a part of the plot to assassinate Hassan Nasrallah. He is a credible negotiator, and we asked them again and again to put pressure on Netanyahu to stop this war, to end this madness, and resort to peaceful solution.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
when you say that it's a very compact country, this compact country has created waves in the entire world with the kind of defense it has. And also, now that we were, a few days back, we were talking about Nasrallah's assassination. The Israelis got him. Another, Hashim Saifuddin, was made the Hezbollah chief. They've got him as well. So now what everyone is looking at is who's going to be the next target? What is Israel going to do? Because do you think that the bigger retaliation is still yet to come?
Oh, yes. Let me just fill in the blanks a little bit there. So they were able to take care of that. 97% incoming Iranian projectiles in April were shot down. 97%. But the worrying part, which very few people gave attention to, was that 3 to 4% of the Shahab missiles with the heavier warheads did get through. 5 of them got through on the Nevatim Israeli airbase, and at the Ramon airbase they got through 5 to 7, which cratered the runway and which hit some of their storage facilities.
Welcome back, viewers. 31 Maoists were eliminated by security forces in the largest anti-Maoist operation in Chhattisgarh's 24-year history. Republic gets you this exclusive ground report from Abujmad forests.
मारे गए नक्सलियों के पास से अत्याधुनिक हथियार मिले और इसकी पुष्टि हम कर रहे हैं ग्राउंड जीरो पर। देखिए जो जंगल है जहां पर नक्सली मारे गए वहां पर इस तरह से देसी रॉकेट लॉन्चर, जिसे पुलिस बीजीएल कहती है, ये बीजीएल है जो कि नक्सली कैंप से ही हमें ग्राउंड जीरो पर मिला है। ये 400 मीटर की दूरी पर जाकर इससे ब्लास्ट किया जा सकता है और ये देसी रॉकेट लॉन्चर इसे कहते हैं। और इस तरह से जैसा कि पुलिस ने अपनी प्रेस में भी खुलासा किया कि LMG, AK-47 तमाम तरह के हथियार, अत्याधुनिक हथियार मिले और हमने यहाँ पर जो कैंप में भी दिखाया सेल और बाकी सामान। और ये देखिए कारतूस के अलावा ये BGL इसे कहा जाता है, देसी रॉकेट लॉन्चर इसे आप समझ सकते हैं। और ये 400 मीटर की दूरी पर जाकर इससे अटैक किया जाता है। इस तरह के हथियार इस जंगल में नक्सलियों के पास थे, जिनको कि वो अपने साथ कैरी कर रहे थे, लेकर एक जगह से दूसरे जगह जाते थे। यहाँ पर बैठक थी जहाँ पर ये सिर्फ एक नमूना है, ऐसे तमाम हथियार पुलिस ने इस स्पॉट से जब्त किए हैं। आप ये यहाँ पर कारतूस देखेंगे, जो ये कारतूस है, कारतूस का जो खोखा होता है फायरिंग के दौरान, एक ये देखिए दूसरा कारतूस। इस तरह हमने जैसे पेड़ों पर आपको दिखाया कि कई जगह स्पॉट बने जब फायरिंग होने के बाद, जहाँ पर खून के स्पॉट भी दिखाए, उसी तरह इस तरह के कारतूस यहाँ पर जगह जगह पर देखे जा सकते हैं। चूँकि जो स्थानीय लोगों से हमने बात की, उनका कहना था कि करीब 5 घंटे यहाँ पर फायरिंग हुई है।
Real Madrid bounced back from their first defeat in nearly 10 months by securing a 2-0 victory over Villarreal in La Liga on Saturday. But the win came at a cost as key defender Dani Carvajal suffered a serious ACL injury in the game. Federico Valverde and Vinicius Jr. were the goal scorers, helping Madrid remain unbeaten in 41 consecutive Spanish league matches. The defending champions, who had their 36-game unbeaten streak across all competitions, snapped by a 1-0 loss to Lille in the Champions League just days earlier, showed their resilience by claiming 3 important points. With the win, Madrid kept a pace with Barcelona at the top of La Liga, as both teams now sit on 21 points. However, the joy of victory was overshadowed by Carvajal's injury in stoppage time at Santiago Bernabeu. The 32-year-old right-back went down in visible pain after a challenge with Villarreal's Yeremy Pino, clutching his knees before being stretched off the field in tears. Carvajal, a vital part of Madrid's defense since his promotion from the youth squad in 2013, was taken to the hospital and later confirmed that he suffered a serious ligament injury. Carvajal shared the news with the fans on his Instagram and confirmed that he will be going through surgery. Real Madrid star Federico Valverde also showed his support for the Euro 2024 winner. Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti revealed post-match that it is a big blow for Real Madrid. Dani Carvajal is one of the most important players in Real Madrid and the team's second captain after Luka Modric. Ancelotti further threw shade that the growing amount of injuries in La Liga is due to the tight schedule. The injuries shocked both fans and players alike, with teammate Jude Bellingham particularly vocal in his frustration. The English midfielder confronted Pino immediately after the incident, voicing his disapproval of the late game challenge. Bellingham was caught on camera saying to Pino, "You cannot go into the match in the 93rd minute, with the result already decided." With Carvajal's injury now looming over the team, Ancelotti will have to consider his options moving forward. Lucas Vazquez is the backup right back, but Carvajal's experience and leadership on the field will be tough to replace. For now, the victory is bittersweet as Madrid's battle to stay on the top of La Liga continues.
Hamas did on October 7th was storm Israel with all their abilities at one time. One thing they did is fire rockets, north of 3,000 rockets in one day, enormous amount.
Is not a tragedy. It is actually a state-sponsored murder, a state-sponsored disaster for which the DMK government, chief minister is directly responsible.
BJP DMK spar over Chennai Airshow deaths as BJP calls it a state-sponsored murder.
We are committed that NRC will not only be conducted or prepared in Santhal Pargana, we want to do it for entire state of Jharkhand.
Assam CM reiterates commitment to NRC implementation in Jharkhand, says it will be implemented soon.
जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ी, हम तब भी लेंगे, क्योंकि अगर हम लोगों ने चलना है, इकट्ठे चलना है। इस रियासत को बचाने के लिए हमने सबने कोशिश करनी है।
Ahead of result day in Jammu and Kashmir, PDP and National Conference hint at alliance.
भारत के हिंदुओं को खतरा है, न भारत के मुसलमानों को कोई खतरा है। हाँ, एक खतरा भारत के मुसलमानों को, हिंदुओं को, दलितों को, आदिवासियों को, सिखों को, ईसाइयों को है। वो किससे है? नरेंद्र मोदी और मोहन भागवत से खतरा है।
After RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat urges Hindu society to unite for security, AIM-MIM chief fearmongers as he alleges threat to minorities. CBI files charge sheet in RG car case, Sanjay Roy accused of rape and murder. Blast near Karachi airport kills 2 Chinese nationals, suicide bomber identified. Ahead of Jharkhand Assembly polls, a key meeting is underway at JP Nadda's residence. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma, Union Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan and senior BJP leader from Jharkhand Babulal Marandi are at JP Nadda's residence. This is the latest breaking news coming in ahead of elections in the state of Jharkhand. A key meeting is underway at JP Nadda's residence in the national capital. I'm being joined by my colleague Riyanka from New Delhi. Riyanka, what are the likely discussions that are expected to be happening in this meeting?
That's right, a big meeting, crucial one, is currently underway at JP Nadda's residence, and this meeting is in overview of the Jharkhand elections that are slated to take place at the end of this year in the month of November, December, and the EC is all set to in fact announce the dates very soon. Now over that, hectic parleys are underway. As of now, I'm standing right outside JP Nadda's residence, and heavyweight leaders are all inside JP Nadda's residence. This meeting is being chaired by Home Minister Amit Shah, and this is the meeting which is being participated or attended by several leaders of the Jharkhand BJP, including let me name them. We have Organization Minister Nagendra Tripathi, Jharkhand BJP in charge Lakshmikant Vajpayee. Also when it comes to the union ministers, we have Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who is the in charge in Jharkhand elections. Also co-in charge Himanta Biswa Sarma, Assam Chief Minister. All these leaders are currently present in this meeting. In fact, Jharkhand BJP Chief Babulan Marandi also in participation in this meeting. Currently what we see, the discussions are being held over seat sharing, also in terms of the alliance with other regional parties. On the other hand, there are discussions importantly over the fact that who all are going to be the candidates, which is why this meeting is currently taking place at JP Nadda's residence. This meeting probably began around 15 to 20 minutes before, and it is going to last for around 1 to 2 hours. So more developments and details from the meetings will follow, but as of now what we can tell you that the BJP is completely geared up in terms of fighting their way in the state of Jharkhand.
Right, thank you for that update, Riyanka. We are following this development closely. Moving on to the US President Joe Biden has released a statement on the anniversary of October 7. This is a breaking news coming in. Biden has said, and I quote, October 7 was the deadliest day for the Jewish people. And he has said that the US is fully committed to Israel's security. This as Israel is marking the 1 year to the deadly October 7 terror attacks by Hamas and Hezbollah. Israel aircraft bombs the southern suburb of Beirut. This is the latest development coming in. Even as the world stands in solidarity with the survivors of the October 7, 2023 terror attacks, we see how Israel is still 1 year on combating terrorism. Visuals on your screens of Israel bombing in southern Beirut. Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh Chief Mohan Bhagwat has called on the Hindu society to unite for the security of the nation and the community, emphasizing a collective approach for India's strength. Meanwhile, AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi has accused Prime Minister Modi and Bhagwat of posing a threat to minorities, including Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs and Dalits, sparking a fresh political controversy.
कि भारत के 78 करोड़ हिंदुओं को खतरा है। सुनो मोहन भगवत, ना भारत के हिंदुओं को खतरा है, ना भारत के मुसलमानों को कोई खतरा है। हाँ, एक खतरा भारत के मुसलमानों को, हिंदुओं को, दलितों को, आदिवासियों को, सिखों को, ईसाइयों को है। वो किससे है? नरेंद्र मोदी और मोहन भगवत से खतरा है।
Here's a reaction also coming in from the Vishwa Hindu Parishad.
Right now we are being joined by Alok Kumar, President of VHP. Mr. Kumar, RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat has said that and has called upon the Hindu society to unite by eliminating their differences on languages and caste for their own security. How do you see that?
I do not know who would dispute it. The Hindus should shed the forces that divide them. Then they should remain united to face whatever challenges are from around the world. We are living in a difficult situation. Russia and Ukraine are fighting. All the Shiite forces and the Hamas is fighting Israel. Israel is fighting against them. Our supplies, particularly of the oil and gas, they come from those countries which are in difficulty. Tomorrow's times may be difficult. So asking to synergize, to unite, to work together is a very timely call, and we all should endorse it.
There's also a reaction from Maulana Sajid Rashidi. Let's listen in.
मोहन भागवत ने आज इस बात को उजागर किया कि तमाम जातियों को छोड़कर सबको एक हो जाना चाहिए। और ये जातिवाद का जो मामला है ये मनुस्मृति से उछला है। मनुस्मृति में साफ तौर से जातिवाद को जिस तरह से वर्णन किया गया है उसको धर्म से जोड़कर देखा जाता है। आपने खुद मनुस्मृति को पढ़ा होगा, देखा होगा, मोहन भागवत भी जानते होंगे। ब्राह्मण, क्षत्रिय, शूद्र, वैश्य, ये जो जाति वर्णन है मनुस्मृति में, इसके बाद भी क्या ये कहा जा सकता है कि सब लोग एक हो जाएं? मैं समझता हूं कि ये एक होने वाला चैप्टर है ही नहीं। दूसरी बात ये है, इस देश में जैनी अलग हैं, सिख अलग हैं, ईसाई अलग हैं, पारसी अलग हैं, आदिवासी अलग हैं। वो अपनी अलग से यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की मांग कर रहे हैं। तो ये इस तरह की जातियां जो हिंदुस्तान के अंदर हैं, इनको एक करने का सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता। अगर देखा जाए आंकड़े निकालकर तो जो असल हिंदू है वो बहुत कम तादाद में है, बहुत कम तादाद में है। तमाम लोगों को जोड़कर अपने आप को 80% कह देना और फिर कह देना एकजुट हो जाना चाहिए। जब आप दलितों के साथ ऐसा काम करोगे कि अगर मंदिर की टोटी से पानी भी पी ले तो उसको मारा जाए, घर में कहीं घुस जाए तो उस घर को जो है उसका शुद्धिकरण किया जाए, गंगा जल से उसको धोया जाए, इस तरह की बातें जब होंगी और दलित को दलित की नजर से, आदिवासी को आदिवासी की नजर से देखा जाएगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Maldives President Mohammad Muizzu jointly inaugurated the runway of Hanimadu International Airport today. This marks another step forward in the strengthening of ties between India and the Maldives, as the new airport runway is expected to boost connectivity and foster economic growth in the region. Home Minister Amit Shah convened a meeting with top BJP functionaries to discuss the post-poll scenario in Jammu and Kashmir. The discussion focused on the election report submitted by G. Kishan Reddy and Ram Madhav, which predicts over 30 seats for the BJP. As part of the party's strategy, two senior BJP leaders will camp in the valley to explore possibilities for government formation after the October 8 results are declared. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath convened a meeting with senior officials to ensure smooth law enforcement during the upcoming festival season in Uttar Pradesh. He stated that derogatory comments against any deities, saints or great men will not be tolerated, but emphasized that anarchy in the name of protest is also unacceptable. Another incident of attempted train derailment has surfaced in Uttar Pradesh, with heaps of sand found on the tracks near Raebareli. The miscreants reportedly targeted a passenger train travelling from Raebareli to Raghuraj Singh. A potential tragedy was averted. Probe agencies have launched an investigation into the matter. The Adani University celebrated its first convocation ceremony at its Shantigram campus, marking a significant milestone in the institution's journey towards academic excellence. Padma Shri Kartikeya Vikram Sarabhai, one of the world's leading environmental educators and the founder and director of the Center for Environment Education, delivered the convocation address. The convocation was presided over by Dr. Preeti Adani, President of Adani University. 69 postgraduate students of MBA and MTech programs received their degrees, while 4 students received gold medals for their exemplary performance at the convocation, marking the beginning of their journey as proud ambassadors of Adani University. The counting for votes for Jammu and Kashmir elections will begin tomorrow, and ahead of the big day, all big parties, BJP, Congress, PDP and National Conference are in a huddle. PDP has hinted at an alliance with the National Conference and Congress, where Farooq Abdullah has said it would be great if the PDP joins it in alliance.
मैं आपसे कहता हूं, अगर हमें जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ी हम तब भी लेंगे, क्योंकि अगर हम लोगों ने चलना है, इकट्ठे चलना है। इस रियासत को बचाने के लिए हमने सबने कोशिश करनी है। ये बड़ी मुश्किल में है ये रियासत, और काम बड़े सख्त है। यहाँ के बच्चों का हाल देखिए, पढ़े लिखे, सबसे बड़ी बड़ी तालीमें दर बदर, महंगाई आसमान पे है, ड्रग मैनेस जो आज देखते हैं आप, उनकी हालत देखिए, सारे ठेके बाहर वालों के, आप रेत का एक चम्मच नहीं निकाल सकते।
Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah held a high-level meeting with top BJP leaders discussing post-poll scenarios. Jammu and Kashmir BJP Chief Ravinder Raina has ruled out any alliance with the PDP and instead said that they are ready to join hands with independents.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को विश्वास है कि जम्मू कश्मीर की जनता का ज़बरदस्त समर्थन भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ज़रूर मिलेगा। जिस प्रकार मोदी साहब की जनसभाओं में, अमित शाह साहब, जेपी नड्डा साहब और हमारे राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व की जनसभाओं में ज़बरदस्त जन समर्थन हमें मिला है, मुझे विश्वास है कि बीजेपी सबसे बड़े दल के रूप में जम्मू कश्मीर में उभर कर आएगी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी और बीजेपी के समर्थन से जो इंडिपेंडेंट कैंडिडेट्स चुनाव लड़े हैं वो जीत के आएंगे और हम मिलकर सरकार बनाएंगे।
Politics intensified in Bihar over former Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav's bungalow. The BJP has alleged that Tejasvi Yadav took away expensive items from the government bungalow that he vacated. Tejasvi vacated the Deputy Chief Minister's bungalow located at 5 Desh Ratna Marg on Sunday. The bungalow has now been allotted to Samrat Chaudhary, who will shift there after the Sehra. Watch this report.
Politics has intensified in Bihar over former Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav's bungalow. After leader of opposition Tejasvi Yadav vacated government bungalow at 5 Desh Ratna Marg, the BJP has made a loot charge on him.
निश्चित तौर पर जो संबंधित अधिकारी हैं और भवन निर्माण के जो अधिकारी हैं वो जो भी सूची है उनको दी गई है और भवन निर्माण ने इस बात की पुष्टि की है। मैं आपको ऑन कैमरा बता रहा हूं कि जो सरकारी चीज़ें थी यहाँ पे, जो सरकारी संपत्तियाँ थीं, वो आज नदारद हैं।
This after several items were found missing from his bungalow. Taps, sofa, plants, air conditioners were found missing. BJP has alleged that house items like the basin, bed, bulbs were allegedly swindled away. The BJP accused Tejasvi Yadav of taking away furniture and fittings while vacating the government bungalow. Republic brings you this report from inside the bungalow.
तेजस्वी यादव ने उप मुख्यमंत्री बिहार के लिए ईयरमार्क बंगला जो है खाली कर दिया है। मेरी मौजूदगी उसी बंगले में है और अब ये बंगला जो है बिहार के उप मुख्यमंत्री सम्राट चौधरी जो कि बीजेपी के नेता हैं उनके नाम से अब अलॉट हो गया। हमारे साथ उनके सहयोगी मौजूद हैं, शत्रुघ्न जी जो उनके प्राइवेट सेक्रेटरी हैं, दानिश रिजवान है बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता हैं। इन लोगों के कुछ आरोप है इस बंगले को लेकर। पिछले बार भी जैसे 2017 में ये बंगला तेजस्वी यादव ने जब खाली किया था, महागठबंधन से नीतीश कुमार अलग हुए थे, तब सुशील मोदी को अलॉट हुआ था। सुशील मोदी उस समय जीवित थे। सुशील मोदी का हमने इसी बंगले में इंटरव्यू किया था। घुमा घुमा कर उन्होंने दिखाया था कि कैसे बंगले से सामान गायब कर दिए गए थे। इस बार सुशील मोदी तो नहीं हैं, हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं सुशील मोदी के ही सहयोगी, अब सम्राट चौधरी के सहयोगी हैं, सुशील मोदी के पूर्व सहयोगी शत्रुघ्न जी हैं। शत्रुघ्न जी, इस बंगले में आप लोग क्या आरोप लगा रहे हैं?
नहीं, मैं आरोप नहीं लगा रहा हूं, आपको वस्तु स्थिति से अवगत करा रहा हूं और आप कैमरे से देखिए, ये देख लीजिए, यहाँ का पलंग गायब है।
As of now, the building's construction department has taken over. A list of all missing items is being prepared. RJD spokesperson, however, defended Tejasvi, saying all items were personal and do not belong to the government.
ये बपौती है क्या इसका खनसामा का? ये भवन निर्माण विभाग का है ना, इनकी बाप की जागीर नहीं है ना, किसी की बाप की जागीर नहीं होती है। ये जो है संपत्ति शासन की होती है, तो इन्वेंटरी जारी करने का अधिकार उसी को है। तो इन्वेंट्री जारी करे।
But Tejasvi might still have to answer to the BJP's allegations.
With only hours to go for the result day tomorrow, the nation, voters, political parties, even the media are riding high on anticipation. Do join us at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Join our editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami at 8 a.m. tomorrow when we will bring you the fastest numbers from Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir.
चुनाव में कांग्रेस पार्टी स्वीप करने जा रही है, स्वीप करने जा रही है, आंधी आ रही है।
जम्मू कश्मीर में एनसी और कांग्रेस का सुपड़ा साफ हो गया।
आज पहली बार जम्मू क्षेत्र की लोगों की इच्छा वाली सरकार बनने जा रही है।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
before the assassination of Hassan Nasrallah? Was there something that was being worked out? Do you believe if it had, probably we would not have seen the kind of escalation that we are seeing right now?
There were some kind of agreement, draft agreement for a ceasefire. Ostensible acceptance of Israel to this ceasefire, to the proposal from the United States and France was a part of the plot to assassinate Hassan Nasrallah. He is a credible negotiator, and we asked them again and again to put pressure on Netanyahu to stop this war, to end this madness, and resort to peaceful solution.
Director, the taste of success.
What Hamas did on October 7th was storm Israel with all their abilities at one time. One thing they did is fire rockets, north of 3,000 rockets in one day, enormous amounts, and also use different types. This helps the IDF prepare for battle better and learn and study our enemies better. What we put here together is a display of what Hamas used, but this is just a fracture of it. It's examples of what Hamas used on October 7th to carry out the October 7th massacre, one of the world's largest terror attacks in history, and definitely in Israel's history, the worst terror attack ever. And what we saw here, we saw different types of explosives, RPGs. We saw the different munitions they used. They were ready to infiltrate Israel. They had the right measurements of the Israeli fence. They had soldiers equipped. They had guns. They had trucks, and they had everything prepared for this terror attack against Israeli civilians.
Largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Good evening, welcome to Republic TV. I'm Ridhuman and Bhardwaj. Viewers, we're going to be showing you 1 year of the October 7 massacre when Hamas killed 1,200 people in Israel after bombing them. It was brutal murder. We show you today unaccounted tales of horror of October 7th. First up, a look at our top headlines. It's 1 year since October 7 massacre by Hamas in Israel. Over 1,200 men murdered, women, children brutally murdered, many raped, over 250 were taken hostage, 35 killed, while 101, including 7 Americans, are unaccounted for.
Even long before October the 7th, 2023, Lebanon has been always under the violation and attack and threat of Israel.
Lebanon's ambassador to India, Dr. Rabi Narsh, makes the biggest declaration from Hezbollah push back to India as peacemaker. Stand by for that all-tell-all interview.
We are committed that NRC will not only be conducted or prepared in Santhal Pargana, we want to do it for entire state of Jharkhand.
Assam Chief Minister reiterates commitment to NRC, says it will be implemented soon in Jharkhand.
अगर हमें जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ी हम तब भी लेंगे, क्योंकि अगर हम लोगों ने चलना है इकट्ठे चलना है। इस रियासत को बचाने के लिए हमने सबने कोशिश करनी है।
And ahead of result day in Jammu and Kashmir, PDP and NC hint at alliance. Viewers, 1 year ago today, the world watched in horror as unspeakable violence tore through innocent lives. October 7th will forever be etched in our memory as a day of heartbreak. 1,200 men, women, children brutally murdered. Many more endured unimaginable trauma, raped, terrorized, torn from their families. Over 250 were taken hostage, and to this day, 101 are unaccounted for. They look at hope, they yearn for their return. Amidst all this darkness, there are those who survived, who bear the weight of these memories. Today, we are now joined by Alan Neer Am, one of the survivors who's lived through this nightmare. Alan, as I thank you for being with us, it's your strength, your courage, that's a testament to the human spirit. We are deeply moved that you're willing to share your story with us. Thank you for being here. I was earlier looking at what you've stated. At 6:30 a.m. October 7th, what were the events that unfolded?
Thank you for having me, first of all. And we are the one that got lucky. I mean, in my kibbutz Niram, there was an attempt to get in by the terrorists. And at 6:30, we had hundreds of sirens and rockets. It was a Saturday morning and a holiday in Israel, and nobody thought that anything like that could happen. And in a minute, we were in the safe room with my 2 kids, my wife, and my dog. And we sat over there, and then in a minute or two, we understood that it's not like a regular rocket Qassam attack, because we heard gunfire. We have like rifle and live ammunition shot very close to us. So something was very weird. And then there were also kind of explosions that we didn't find familiar, because we have gone through dozens of rounds of like these terror attacks or war, but it was nothing like it. And then electricity broke down, and the phone line, the cellular phone, also broke down. The last thing that we heard is that our mayor Ophir Lipstein, was murdered, and that was like letting us know in 1 second what's going on. We didn't understood the whole blown event, but we understood it's something completely different. It was in Kfar Aza. My parents-in-law, my father and mother-in-law, are in Kfar Aza, and there are people that are over 80, so we were very worried about them too. And after the phone and the electricity stopped working, so we were like 18 hours inside the safe room, in kibbutz Niram. We didn't know if there are terrorists in the kibbutz or outside, and we didn't know what's going on. It was very difficult to get outside because you didn't know if it's safe outside. So we just waited it. What was actually happening is that our security team in the kibbutz managed to close the gate. I mean, they put off the electricity to the gate and the whole kibbutz. And by that, they saved us all, because in that matter, the terrorists had like a 4 hours gunfight in the front of the kibbutz, but they weren't able to get inside, not like in other kibbutzim. So 2 soldiers were killed in this gunfight, and eventually they found like 45 terrorists in a building very close to the kibbutz that were eventually killed. But it was like the most difficult 10 hours of my life, or even 15 hours, because we thought there are terrorists in the kibbutz. We were locked in a very small room, which is a safe room. We did get out to get some water and food, and after like 6 or 7 hours, we understood there are no terrorists in the kibbutz, but nobody could be accountable. So everybody stay in the safe room and wait it out. And in that, when the electricity came back, we understood about the atrocities that happened in all of the kibbutzim around us and in Sderot and Ofakim. And we were terrified about the fate of my mother and father-in-law, where eventually they are okay and rescued. And we had like very big miracles on that day, but thousands of others didn't. And many, many good friends died, and friends of the kids, age 14 and 16, died. And it was a very traumatic event that we will carry out for the rest of our life.
I agree. It's something that you're going to be seeing and hearing, Alan. It's shattered lives, scarred souls. We're looking today at the biggest escalation, massive escalation in this West Asian part now. I want to ask you, what about your friends? Did you have any, were there any survivors? Do you know any of the hostages that were taken? Anything that you come to know about any of the people who were actually taken hostage?
Yeah, I know one of the hostages is a husband of a friend of mine from the college that we both worked in, so I know her. And I do know almost all of the families, but not the specific hostages. Also, one of the friend of my kid, a girl, was hostage, and she was freed like 3 or 4 months ago. So everybody, it's a very small area relatively. So everybody knows someone over there, and it's really the most difficult thing that we have hostages and people that are suffering for over 100 hostages that are suffering for over a year, and Hamas is not willing to do anything, any kind of like a deal or ceasefire or, we are happy to give them back some of the terrorists and to get our brothers and sisters back, but there's no one to talk to. And it's a lot of pain to the family and the whole region. It's very difficult to get back to life when part of you is still over there. So we pray every day so they will get free and the hostility will be over. Of course, we also want to win the war. It's very important that we win the war, and we will have a lot of years of silence because this region is very like left-wing, and our kibbutz and our place and home was always open to our neighbors, but we now understand that they are not our neighbors, they are our enemy. We wanted to see them as neighbors, but for now it's very difficult to do so because we did the disengagement and we gave territory and we gave work to people over there, and the same people took part in the attack and gave intelligence to people who to find in the kibbutzim. So it's really a big shatter of a dream of the area of peace and coexistence, and that's very sad.
I thank you for being with us. You've highlighted what Israel has been going through for a year, and we're all hoping for peace in that region. Thank you, Alan, for sharing your story with us.
For your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Viewers, we also now show you from October 7 massacre to Hezbollah pushback, and now India being thought of as a peacemaker. Republic speaks to Lebanese envoy to India, Dr. Rabi Narsh. Watch this exclusive tell-all interview.
We're speaking on 7th of October, a year back when Israel saw this dastardly attack that took place. Questions were essentially being raised about how exactly does Lebanon really look into this entire matter? Does it really condemn the issue? Or is it time that we do not have different definition of terrorism?
Thank you, Shawan. Nice meeting you, and you're always welcome. Greeting to you and your viewers at Republic TV. Today is the 7th of October, as you said. It should be a wake-up call for the world to work for justice and lasting peace. It should be a call to say to the oppressor, enough is enough. To say to Israel, enough of occupation, enough of humiliation, enough of destruction, enough of wars. Israel, since its creation, has been encroaching on its neighbors' borders. The creation of Israel itself has been, unfortunately, built upon colonization, have been built upon illegal settlements and bloodshed. Today should be a call for the United Nations to work harder to ensure that there should be a lasting peace in the Middle East, to implement the resolutions of the United Nations, which Israel has been refusing all along its history. The most important of which is the resolution of two-state solution, to create a Palestinian state, to live in peace with Israel, but to give Palestinians their dignity, their future, and to look forward to live at peace within a secure border.
But Ambassador, counter to this, what the Israelis essentially say is that they have nothing against the people of Lebanon. In fact, they say that they want peace to prevail. Having said that, they say that their existence is a threat, and that is the reason why, perhaps in order to save themselves, this is a must.
This is not true. This is completely false. There are many points in your question. Let's start one by one. The notion that Israel has been under threat from its neighbors, this is completely false, and it is vice versa. The neighbors of Israel has been under threat, under continuous threat, since the creation of Israel. Israel has never assigned a border. Till now, Israel is a state without borders, because they have this expansionist doctrine. They have the war mindset, and they never accept or adhere to international community's will, to United Nations resolutions. Israel is the only, or maybe the country who has most refused and abandoned all its obligation towards the international community and refused all the United Nations resolutions. So coming back to Hezbollah, that differentiation that they said they are at fight or at war with Hezbollah and not the Lebanese, this is absurd and nonsense. When it comes to occupation, there's no difference in Lebanon between Hezbollah and any other Lebanese. And by the way, Hezbollah is a Lebanese party, and they were only established after the invasion of Israel to Lebanon. Hezbollah is a reaction to the aggression of Israel against Lebanon in 1982. Hezbollah was established after 1982, in 1985 formally. It started in maybe 1982 as a reaction to the Israeli invasion into Lebanon. And again, we should all know that the resistance, Lebanese resistance, started long before Hezbollah was born. So it's not like only Hezbollah is resisting Israel. Maybe currently they are the strongest resistance group that are fighting the aggression of Israel, the daily aggression of Israel. But then again, Israel maybe led to the creation of Hezbollah because of its continuous aggression, because of its invasion to Lebanon in 1982, and the history of attacking and violating Lebanese territory, Lebanese airspace, and Lebanese sea borders too.
Ambassador, that remains the biggest dichotomy, the biggest debate as to how do you really see Hezbollah. As a political party, of course, with the kind of representation that it has in the parliament in Lebanon, with, if I'm not wrong, with almost 13 parliamentarians, of course, they have the right to exist. the biggest dichotomy is, can a political party also have a military wing? Across the globe, there is no such precedent. So don't you believe, because there are voices within your own government who are against the idea of an armed militant organization? As a political party, yes, but not